And I do want to say good evening to everyone. We're filling up just very rapidly here right at the 8 o'clock hour, and we've got a ton of new people in here. Looks like we have a husband and wife that have tied in together there. Welcome, Diego and Janine, I hope it is. It's good to have you with us. Every week we just grow by leaps and bounds. I'm going to move somebody over to help me answer questions there. And we are good to go. Let me mute that or we will be hearing myself. There you go. I've got Robert in here with me answering questions, so we're going to get started. My name is Kerry Miller, and it's an absolute pleasure to come to you each and every single Wednesday night. Come to you from our Northeast Texas studios here just east of Dallas, about 60 miles. And we have our trainings every single Wednesday night. And every Wednesday night here, just recently, we've had a ton of new people. And it's just an absolute pleasure to be able to bring you our training. I'm going to ask you, if you haven't, do so. Join our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Instant App Wizard. Constantly putting little videos in there, little training videos. Sometimes I'm just working on some stuff and we'll do a video, and so you get that immediately. If you join our youtube.com, you'll see the videos come across. Of course, even our training videos, I upload to there, and then you can get them quickly if you join our YouTube channel. Also, if you would, like our Facebook at facebook.com/Instant App Wizard. If you haven't done so, if you would, text app call to 904-548-3411. That's app call to 904, box of orange text out there. Anyway, text app call to 904-548-3411, and we'll be more than happy to send you out a text to remind you of training. It's just amazing how many people text me or call me and say, "Hey, Kerry, I missed the training." And so I say, "Well, have you set up your text?" They said no. So set up that text. And also, if you ever have any questions about training, you can always go in and register here. It's the same registration every week. Go to instantappwizard.com/training, and you'll be more than welcome to get into there. We're even going to use that when we move to the Google Hangouts. Once again, if you saw in my email, I want to thank everybody for participating in the Google Hangouts last week. We learned a lot, gained a lot of knowledge, and we are going to put that to use. We've just got some things that I want to tweak before we start doing that. That's why we came back to the go-to meeting tonight. The first thing I want to talk about tonight, and we've got a lot of new people on here, and this actually came up today. I spent about 30 minutes on the phone with one of our resellers, and we were discussing QR codes, and it's something I haven't talked about in a long, long time. QR codes are relatively new to the United States. We're starting to see them pop up everywhere in newspapers, on business cards. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I sold a real estate company on Saturday night, I believe it was, and somebody's saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay, let me just send him a message. Okay, I sent him a message that everybody can hear me, and everybody says loud and clear. Hey, Ken, good to see you, buddy. But anyway, she had a QR code. She was one of the realtors, and she had a QR code on her business card. And I said, let me scan that real quick. I want to see what your mobile site looks like. And so I scanned it, and lo and behold, she didn't have a mobile site. And what a great opportunity that was for me to jump right in there and sell her a site. I wound up selling her and her entire office of 9 realtors. So it worked out real good just because they had that little QR code. But a lot of people don't know what QR codes are, and they don't really know how to use them in their marketing. So I'm just going to briefly give you an overrun of what a QR code is and how it works and how you can use it. What is a QR code? QR code stands for Quick Response Code. It's a two-dimensional barcode that can be read using smartphones that are dedicated to QR reading devices that link directly to text, emails, websites, phone numbers, and so much more. So a QR code is not just a link to a mobile app or a mobile page. It can be linked to many things, and you'll see, and I'll show you the link in just a minute, where you can go into qrstuff.com and you can make a QR code for anything. Why should you care about QR codes? With as many as half of us now owning smartphones and the number growing on a daily basis, QR codes have the potential to have a major impact upon society, and particularly in advertising. Pick up the magazines today, and I'm talking about your main magazines, and go and look at the number of major Fortune 500 companies that are using QR codes to drive people to their mobile sites, usually for a giveaway or for a coupon or something like that. And it just gives out a wealth of information, takes up very little space on the page, and you think about it, you can buy a smaller ad, advertise with that QR code, and give them all the knowledge that they need right through your app. So QR codes is very important to your customers and very important to your business. How do I scan a QR code? And this is the part that a lot of people get lost in. Most smartphones do not come with a QR code scanner on them. You have to download a QR code scanner. Matter of fact, I use QR Scanner. That's one of the things I listed here. You can download it from Google Play. When you're out working with your clients and your customers, you may want to say something on the bottom of the QR code, QR Scanner required, download from iStore or whatever it's called, and Google Play. And that'll tweak their minds that they need to download that reader or scanner in order to read that QR code. But there's many different ones. There's red laser, barcode scanner, QR scanner, and what they do is they literally go in and they pull the data off of the QR code. Now, I had this question come up today, so this is probably the biggest reason that I'm doing the QR code training tonight. When you create a QR code, you can't change that specific QR code to work with anything else. It's dedicated to the particular item that you created it for. And the question is, if for some reason this guy changes his site, can he use the same QR code? And the answer is no, you can't. Because once you create that code, it goes to a specific designated, either a phone number, a URL, whatever you're having it go to, that's what it's going to go to. Now, the only way that will happen is if they take the URL, in this instance, and move it to another site that they're wanting. This is very important, and I'm going to show you in just a minute when we get into the control panel. Make sure, if they've got a website, set up the redirect code, or have their webmaster set up that redirect code in the header of their website in order to redirect them to the app. Now, this is what you do. If you're not going to direct that QR code to a specific sign-up page or something like that, or to a thumbs up for the reputation management, direct that QR code to their main website. And make sure that the main website has the header data in that website that redirects them to their mobile app. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Where can QR codes be placed? Absolutely anywhere and everywhere. And I really recommend that when you set up your clients, that you put a QR code on their door. You can get the window clings made now. You can do really anything you want. If they're doing any newspaper advertisements, you want to make sure that they put the QR code in there, magazines, brochures, leaflets, and on their business cards. That's probably one of the most important things you can put on a business card today, is that QR code. Further than this, they can put it on product packaging or labels, billboards, walls, coffee cups, any of their things that they give away, they can put that QR code on there. So make sure that when you're talking to your client that they use this specifically for their marketing, and they use it very well. You can make your own QR codes. Of course, we have the QR code creator inside our platform. You can make your QR codes also at qrstuff.com. That's the one I use. If I'm going to redirect them to a specific page, or if I'm starting out a marketing campaign or something, I'll use qrstuff.com. Let me bring over real quick, and I want to show you this redirect code I'm talking about. Go over here to Extras, and you're going to see right here where it says Website Redirect. This Website Redirect is what you put in the header of their website. You can, even if they give you the email address of their webmaster, just email this over to them and just put your email in there, and it'll send it right over there to them. Okay? So, very, very, very important. Let me go back over here just so I can show you. Right here, go into Extras, Website Redirect, and this is the code that will redirect them to their mobile site. Okay? Any questions on that real quick while I'm talking about this? I don't want to lose anybody. We got about 4 different subjects we're going to talk about tonight, and I don't want to lose anybody at all. Okay, if not, I'm going to roll right along here. Bam. So if you're doing something outside the realm and you're looking for a good QR code generator, qrstuff.com is really, really good. What size does a QR code have to be? Generally speaking, the larger the QR code, the easier it is to be scanned. However, most QR reading devices are able to scan images that are small enough to fit on a business card. Okay? This is very, very, very important, what I'm fixing to tell you. When your customer, your client, takes that QR code to the printer, normally what happens is that printer will make a die of it, or they'll make a scan sheet of it that's going to be used to create everything that they create with it. They need to make sure that that QR code works. The biggest mistake people make with QR codes is they don't work. Number one mistake. Wouldn't you hate for that person to go out and spend $10,000 on QR codes and none of them work? Okay, it's just that would just be mind-boggling. So the bigger the better. If you're placing them on a window cling, business card size works really well. Picks up QR scanner for Android is just amazing. I mean, it just takes a second and you will be there. Now, my next subject, and before I get into that, is there any questions at all for QR codes? Anything at all before I move on? Anybody anywhere? Very good. Everybody says they are rocking and rolling and ready to go. So let's roll right along here. Is your business successful? And you're probably thinking, well, Kerry, that's kind of a dumb question to ask. But it's very important to me that you are. And I want to talk about success. And success doesn't always mean making your billions overnight. Success doesn't always mean succeeding the first time. Success doesn't always mean reaching your goals as fast as you think you are. Businesses that are successful are not afraid to fail. The biggest reason people stop doing what they believe in and doing what they know will get them to the place they want to be financially, spiritually, profitable, everything there is, a peace of mind, self-sufficient. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, is because they're afraid to fail. Successful people are not afraid to fail. They make decisions even if there's risk involved. And they're not afraid of that risk. I'll tell you a quick story. Some of you may know this story. J.P. Morgan teamed up with Thomas Edison, probably back somewhere around 1885 or so. And that's when Thomas Edison came out with DC energy. Okay? He had created the ability to light a light bulb. Well, J.P. Morgan and his dad, they just weren't really seeing eye to eye. J.P. Morgan's dad was really a tyrant. To me, I think he was an abusive father. He just wasn't my kind of man. So J.P. Morgan kind of wanted to break away. So J.P. Morgan decided, hey, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to make a huge risk against my father's will. So he went to Thomas Edison, and as he was talking to Thomas Edison, he was looking at this light bulb. And Thomas Edison shows him the light bulb. And JP says, I've got to have a part of that. That is going to change the world. Absolutely change the world. Well, in Edison's little shop there was a fellow by the name of Tesla. And Tesla was working on AC energy, which is what we use today. Okay? Well, Morgan asked Edison, he said, hey, do you have any competition? And what does Edison say? Yeah, but they're not worth a flip. Okay? Don't worry about it. There is no competition. Nobody good anyway. So he goes out and he wires his house, and this, what was born as electric lights in home. J.P. Morgan was the first one to ever have lights in his home. And he puts on this dynamic show. Next thing you know, they start digging trenches, laying copper wire, and energy was born. They went from the coal lamps to the oil, from the oil lamps to electricity. The whole time Tesla's sitting back thinking, that's not the way to go. J.P. Morgan took a huge risk realizing that everything could fall. When Tesla walked away from Thomas Edison, he went to Westinghouse and said, hey, look what I've done. And the whole thing is Thomas Edison said that AC current was dangerous. It would kill you. When it was just the opposite. AC current is the most safe current there is. So anyway, J.P. Morgan took a huge risk. But you know what? He didn't give up. And eventually they all came together and made tons and tons and tons of money. But when Tesla came out with AC, J.P. started losing everything he had. So he made a decision. He knew there was some risk, and that risk caught up to him. And we all know the story of J.P. Morgan. He was a very, 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 very wealthy man. Successful people aren't afraid of the outcome. They make a decision, they know it has risk, and they're not afraid of the outcome. Nothing stops them from going forward with the decision they made. They learn from their mistakes and they move forward. I'm going to tell you, if I had a $100 bill for every time I failed, I would never have to work again, ever in my life. But I did not let that failure stop me from making my next decision. I didn't allow that failure to stop me from going forward. I didn't allow that failure to stop me from taking risk. And I am not afraid of the outcome, because until everything stops in my mind, the outcome is always positive. You have to work smarter, not harder. Now, I'm probably the worst person to tell you that, because I literally work somewhere between 18 to 20 hours a day. There's not too many times that somebody can't get a hold of me that I'm not sitting in front of this computer and that I'm not working my fingers to the bones, okay? But working smarter will get you further in life, in business, than working harder. Do not take on all the tasks yourself. Now, we've got a great team at Instant App Wizard. That's what makes us who we are. We have a super team. So we all take a little piece of the puzzle, and we're able to get what we're going to get done and make it happen and turn out a super good product. One person can't do everything. You sitting there today cannot do everything. So when you get to the point to where you're working so hard you can't make decisions, you can't take risks, and you can't manage your business, it's time to bring somebody on. And I know that's hard to do because this is the first thing you say. Man, if I bring somebody on, I got to pay them. If I got to pay them, that's going to take money out of my pocket. But I'm going to tell you now, if you bring somebody on, you're going to find out you're even more productive and you even make more money because you are productive and you're absolutely not killing yourself. Set specific tasks to complete in a day and complete them. I once had a fella tell me, I was about 17 years old, they had put a sandblasting pit in their business. And many of you have probably actually touched the rails that I actually built. They came out with a law that said you have to have a handrail in bathrooms and in stalls, and those rails had to be non-slip. We created and developed those non-slip rails. And I would come in on Saturday to work on that project. And the guy that actually owned the company came in one day, and it was about noon. And he said, Kerry, we're going home. I said, wait a minute, we're not done. He said, yes, we are. He said, if we cannot plan efficiently to work Monday through Friday and take Saturday and Sunday off so that we're not tired and we can produce what we have to produce, then we do not need to be in business. So don't overset your goals for the day. That will absolutely crush you, and you'll be ready to shut the doors because you're going to be so tired and you're going to be so disappointed, and you're just going to fall on your face, and it's going to be failure after failure because you never complete any task that you're set out to complete. Never put the cart before the horse. I'm going to ask a question. I just want you to say yes or no. How many of you thought you had that good deal done, everything was good to go, you come home and you were so excited that you already had the money spent, and then it didn't happen? If that happened to you, and we got a ton of people on here, just throw a yes there in the question box real quick. Or if it never happens, say no. Absolutely. Too many times. Yes, 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 yes. Putting the cart before the horse will literally kill you. There is no bigger letdown than allowing that to happen. Stay focused. Stay in the driver's seat. Know where you're going. Know what you're doing. Get there and complete the task. Have a plan. This will kill you. If you're shooting from the hip, if you're in business, and every one of you here on this call are in business, every single one of you, you're in business to make money, you're in business to build your business, you're in business to do everything you need to do. If you don't have a plan, be prepared to fail, because it's going to happen. Because you cannot keep up. When you start getting busy, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know how things are happening, if you don't know what the next move is, you're not going to make it. I liken it to football, and I love football. I'm from Texas. I got to love football. Every time they get on the field, they have a plan, whether it's to pick up 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. You see, most people think that every plan is to make a touchdown, but it's not. Every plan is to make a first down. The touchdown will come if you continue to make first downs. I used to teach my little guys when I used to coach Little League ball. It's one step at a time. They'd get disappointed if they only made 2 yards. I say, hey, that's not a disappointment. We've only got 8 yards to go. And you have to look at it the same way when you make your plan. Before you complete your day, every single day, make your plan for tomorrow. If it takes you an hour to make your plan and your day works from 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock or whatever your time frame is, the last hour of your day needs to be sitting down and making your plan and knowing where you're going tomorrow. You have to stick to your plan. Now, I know the phone rings. Trust me. I get about 30 phone calls a day when I'm sitting here working on videos, working on training, working on the program, working with a programmer, developing new stuff. I mean, it's just constant. But the minute I'm off that phone, I'm right back to where I stopped. And I get right back on my plan. And I make sure that whatever my plan is for the day, I complete it. You have to finish your plan. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting to the end of the day and saying, you know what, I screwed up today. I way overplanned. There's no way I can get this done. So what is your day going to start with tomorrow? It's going to start with the plan that you didn't finish today. You're going to take that bit of information and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start this tomorrow. I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to take the last 3 hours or whatever you got left, and I'm going to start this. So even when we're on the football field playing and we got to get that extra 3 yards, sometimes we have to do what we call an audible. In business, you have to call an audible. That's a great saying, Greg. Plan the work, work the plan. Okay? Make sure that you finish your plan. Make something happen every single day. Make something happen. Make a sale. Build an app. Set an appointment. Work your social media. Send out emails. Make a sale. If you do number 1, letter A and letter F, you're always going to be where you need to be. But it takes letter B through E to make letters A and F happen. You can't do it without it. You've got to make something happen every single day. I know it's easy to sit back in your office, in your house, and you wake up and you walk back there and you say, oops, I'm going to go have breakfast. And after breakfast, you go back, and next thing you know, you piddle around, and piddle's a Texas term, by the way. You piddle around, and you didn't get much done, and it's lunchtime. And the next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock, and you didn't get anything done, and it's supper time. And you say, oh, well, shoot, man, Carrie said call it audible, I'll do this tomorrow. That's not going to work either. You've got to literally make something happen every day. When you make your plan to where everything happens. You know what you're going to do this hour. If you can build 3 apps in an hour, plan building 3 apps in an hour. If you can set 2 appointments an hour, and you say, okay, I need to set 2 appointments for tomorrow, set that hour for 2 appointments. You want to work on your social media. Now, we're going to talk about social media. I'm going to talk about something in a moment that's, you're going to say, what the heck is he talking about? But I'm going to explain it to you when I'm done. But so do something every day and make it happen. And never, ever, listen to what I'm fixing to say. Out of everything I've said tonight, this is the most important words you'll hear from my mouth. Never, ever, ever quit. I don't know how many of you follow NASCAR. I don't sit there and watch the whole race. I like about the last 10 laps, and that's what I watch. Okay? Because that's when all the wrecks happen. I'll never forget, and it was somewhere around 2008, 2009. You can Google it and you'll see it. A guy by the name of Carl Edwards was in a horrific crash. His car flipped up in the air, and he got hit again, and it flipped up in the air again. The race was over. He gets out of his car. Now, this guy was just in a horrific crash where he was upside down in the air, flipping and tumbling and turning. He gets out of the car, and he runs across the finish line. I'll never forget that as long as I live, because I believe in my mind and my heart and everything in me that one should never, ever quit. And he just absolutely set the tone for all of us to follow. Set a standard that we should all learn from, to never, ever give up and to never, ever quit. So Google that, Carl Edwards, 2008, 2009, where he ran across the finish line. Absolutely amazing, because you should never, ever give up. You should never, ever quit. If you go out and you've been in this business now for 2 or 3 months and you've had a tough time selling some apps and you just can't figure it out, email me and we'll get on a session together and I'll work with you and I'll help you and we'll get you selling apps. It's just maybe one little tweak that you need to do, but there's one thing I don't want you to do. I don't want you to quit and I don't want you to give up, because I know without a shadow of a doubt this is the greatest business out there. There is no doubt in my mind that you can make this happen. It's a tool and a marketing platform that everybody needs, and you have the ability to make that happen. We have resellers that are very, very successful, that are selling apps every day. We have thousands of apps on the streets, thousands, that have been sold by you. So if you think it can't be done, trust me, it can, because I see it. If you want to quit, look yourself in the mirror and say, why did I get in this to begin with? Because I wanted some freedom from that 9 to 5 every single day grind from the corporate world. I wanted freedom from my family. I want to be able to run my business. I want to be able to do the things that I do. I want to be successful in this. And start your day. But if any of you ever need help, email me at Kerry@InstantAppWizard.com. I'll be more than happy to help you. That's what I do in life. I believe the most important part of life is paying it forward. And that's what I love to do. So with that said, never, ever, ever quit. Now I want to talk to you about Facebook. Now this is like, you're probably thinking, boy, this dude just come off this success kick and now he wants to talk about Facebook. I want to talk about your success with Facebook. How many of you have heard of Edgerank or know what Edgerank is? Say yes or no. If Edgerank just like sets you back in your chair and you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Yep, everybody's saying no, 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 no. Let me tell you how I found out about Edgerank. And what's amazing, I see a couple people say yes, okay? Yes, it does exist as such. Let me tell you how I found out about Edgerank. I was posting some stuff on my wall, and, oh, outstanding, Caesar. That is wonderful, dude. I was posting some stuff on my wall, and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, did you see what I posted on my wall? Because she usually goes in, and she's usually the first one that likes my pages. And she said, no, I didn't see it. So I was over at her house one day, and I went into my site, and I posted something, and I looked at her site, and it wasn't coming up. And I couldn't figure it out. So I started looking, and I started thinking, I thought, why does that not do that? That's because about 80% of the stuff that you post does not show up on somebody's site, on somebody's wall, because you never interact with or you never have anything to do with it. So I found Edgerank and started studying Edgerank, and I'm not going to go real deep into it. I just want you to understand what it is. I've got a site that you can go to and study it. I'm not a part of the site. They've got a little paid program. They got a free program that'll track your Edgerank. But I went in and I made a couple of comments on her page. I liked a couple of things on her page, and I had her come back and share my page with one person. And then I went in and posted, and this is after I started reading and studying Edgerank. And I sat and watched, and every time I post, I would go onto her site, and I would see the post on the wall. And I'd see the post on the wall. And I'd see the post on the wall. And I'd see the post on the wall. So I realized that there was something serious about this simple thing called Edgerank. Because to me, Facebook, and I know you all know this, Facebook is one of the most powerful tools for branding your business that's out there if you do it correctly. So let's just go through Edgerank a little bit. I got this from whatisedgerank.com. Okay, these slides are taken from there. This is where I started finding out about Edgerank and how to use Edgerank. Edgerank is an algorithm developed by Facebook to govern what is displayed and how high on the news feed it'll come in. So everything has an algorithm. Everything has an algorithm. Google has an algorithm. Everything has an algorithm. Yahoo has an algorithm. Bing has an algorithm. YouTube has an algorithm. And if you don't know how to make that algorithm work for you, you're not going to get anywhere. So you want to make sure that you understand the algorithm. And I'm not going to go deep into the stuff today, but I just want you to understand. And go to whatisedgerank.com. It's a great site. What is the Edgerank algorithm? Affinity, weight, and time decay. The Edgerank algorithm, this algorithm can be understood as the sum of edges, and each edge is every single thing that happens. Every time you do something, you do a status, you do a comment, you do a like, you do a share, the more things that you do on Facebook and interact with your people that are on there and get your page shared and work with those that are your friends. And believe it or not, your family, and I'm going to show you in a minute, getting your ranking someone other than just a friend gives you more weight. It gives you more power. So each edge is made up of affinity, weight, and time decay. It's not real complicated once you go in here and you kind of start studying it and you start looking at it. But an edge is basically everything that happens in Facebook. What does Edgerank do? Edgerank edges in the news feed. Edgerank looks at all of the edges that are connected to the user, then ranks each edge based on importance to the user. Objects with the highest edge rank will typically go to the top of the news feed. Okay? You may not go to the top, but you're going to be seen, and that's what's important. Affinity is a one-way relationship between a user and an edge, a user and a share, a user and a like, a user and doing something. It can be understood as how close of a relationship a brand and a fan may have. Affinity is built by repeat interactions with a brand's edges. Now, let me tell you, and I talked about a while ago, your social media hour, when you put together your daily plan. You need to go in and you need to interact. You need to invite people to your fan page, your business page, okay? And you need to have them share that page. You need to ask your friends to share it. You need to get interaction in everything you do, okay? That creates that the affinity. Weight. Weight is a value system created by Facebook to increase and/or, this is what I'm fixing to say, decrease the value of certain actions within Facebook. Commenting is more involved and therefore deemed more valuable than a like. Now, I'll tell you something I've started doing, and I'm starting to watch it happen. Because there's one thing I do. When I start reading stuff, I ask myself, is this bull or is this something that's really going to work? So I used to go through and I used to like my friend's stuff because I thought, well, if I like it, that means a lot. Well, it didn't really mean a lot, and I started learning why. So now I go in there and write a little comment like, hey, that's really cool picture, you know, tell John I said hi, blah, 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 blah. And then I start seeing that when I post something, and this is how I know it works, I'll go onto my main page, which has, I don't know, it's 1,000 plus friends on it, okay? And then I've got another page that's got 300 plus friends. So I'll go in there and I'll comment, I'll do some things through there, and then when I go out and say, hey, could you guys like this, or could you guys share this? Well, for example, I do it a lot with videos because that's how I get my videos ranked so quick. But I'll notice that the people I do that to and the people that I'm interacting with, I can see that happen. I can see them making comments back. If you don't see them making comments back, that's because they never see it. Okay? So that's where that weight comes in. In this system, all edges are assigned a value chosen by Facebook. And trust me, Facebook is like anybody else. They're going to change values. They're going to change algorithms. They're going to change the way things work. Okay? And they're going to do it on what takes the most time to accomplish. For example, it takes more time to write a comment than it does to click a like button. Time decay refers to how long the edge has been alive. The older it is, the less valuable it is. Time decay is the easiest of the variables to understand. Mathematically, it is understood as 1 divided by the time since the action. As an edge ages, it loses value. So this is what happens, and this is what I saw with my mom. I quit interacting with her page, and then she quit seeing my wall post. And then I would go in and I'd start interacting with her page again, and then she would start seeing my wall post. So as time goes on, you start losing that power. So what you want to do is every day when you set up your hour to go in and do whatever you're going to do in your social media, if you go into Facebook, the most important thing you can do from your fan page, okay, from your fan page, the page that you set up for your business, is to go into other people's page and write stuff, like stuff, ask them to share your page. And do it when you're logged into that fan page. Make sure you're logged in, that you're creating and doing things, because now what happens is when you go in and post on that wall, it'll start posting as those people come in and join your page. But if you start falling off interacting with those people, you're not going to see it. So you want to make sure that that happens. This is just a quick example of the power of how things work. This is your brother, created recently, no engagement. The photo, your edge is a photo. Okay, the affinity is powerful, the weight's powerful, the time decay is new, so that has a high value. But let's look at a high school friend. Okay, status, low, 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 low. Mutual friend comment. Okay. Medium, 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 medium. Affinity is high. Mutual friend comment, affinity, weight, low, medium, time decay, high. You just did it. So every time you post something, that person's going to see it. And that's very, very important. Your brand page created 4 hours ago, high engagement, a photo, low affinity, high weight, high time decay. So you can see here through this, acquaintance created 2 hours ago, low engagement's low. So you've got to have engagement with everything you do. And that's the one I want to get to you with this Edgerank. You have to get out and engage yourself and draw people in to your fan page. You have to get them to like it. You have to get them to comment once they're in there. I'm going to tell you a great way to get comments is throw up a photo. Find any photo and ask a specific question. Hey, do you know who this is? Let it be a photo of Pee Wee Herman or something. Something really off the wall. Okay? Hey, do you know who this is? And now everybody starts liking it, okay, and commenting on it. Yeah, that's old Pee Wee Herman, or that's old Tiny Tim, or whatever, okay? Now, let me tell you how to drive people to your fan page. Start doing that in your personal page, and you get a lot of people seeing your post, and now go in there and post to your page, hey, like my fan page. Get them over to like your fan page. Now that they like your fan page, what do? Now they're going to start seeing your post, and you get them to start commenting on your fan page. So you take one medium, start driving them so that they can see what you put on your wall, which is extremely important. That's the power of Edgerank. They can see what you put on your wall. Now you can start driving them to your fan page, and now your fan page starts getting built. And what is your fan page? Your fan page is your brand. Your fan page is your company. Now you start getting business people in there, friends that you know, people that you grew up with, people that have started their own business, and they say, hey, oh, Carrie's in the mobile app business. Check that out. So next thing you know, they send you a message. Hey, what's the mobile app thing you're doing? Start building it up. Start making sales. Why is Edgerank important? If a brand generally has a low Edgerank objects, then the brand's updates will be seen by less people, and I've said that 100 times. This means that their Facebook marketing budget is less effective than it could be. Brands are succeeding with high Edgerank objects are leveraging their Facebook budget by multitudes. The difference between leveraging and being punished by Edgerank is substantial. The difference can result in a 5 times difference in exposure. How do you optimize for Edgerank? And this is a little site here. It's free. They've got a paid site and it's a free site. It's Edgerank Checker. Go to it and you can do it for free, and it'll show you where your page is on Edgerank for Edgerank. Really, really, really cool. And this is it right here. It gives you a score. Talks about your fans, talks about your fan growth, people that are talking, average post lifetime, the best day for your Edgerank, the worst Edgerank day, okay, the time that nobody talks to you or has anything to do, least new fans on Sunday, most new fans on Saturday, and it kind of gives you an idea of when to go out. You know, I was talking about setting your plan. It gives you an idea of when to set your plan, when to do things, and how to make things happen. So that's Edgerank. Just a quick down and dirty. I recommend that you Google Edgerank and you go in, you kind of look at it. You don't got to inundate yourself with it. Just know these 3 simple steps. Like people, comment on people, and share stuff with them. And your Edgerank will grow, and when you start posting, they'll start seeing it. Any questions on Edgerank before I go on? Any at all? I'm very new to it, but trust me, I see it work before my very eyes. So I'm a huge fan of understanding what it does. Do I understand the algorithms and all the formulas and all that stuff? No. But I know that when I go out every day, I'm always liking and commenting on people's stuff, especially photos. Photos are great. Any questions at all? Did that confuse the heck out of everybody? Did everybody say, Kerry, what in the heck are you talking about? Well, that's good to know. Everybody said no. So, all right, well, let's get into the new tools. What time is it? 8:48. Does everybody mind if I go over just a little bit at all? Is that okay? Because I'm going to. I hope you can stick with me. Maybe 9:15 at the latest. Okay, the first thing I want to show you, thank you. Tom says, go, 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 boy. The first thing I want to show you is something that we've worked on for a while, and we launched it the other day, and I got about 5,000 emails and phone calls, and I yanked it off real quick. But I've put it back up, and I want to show you where it's at, and it's here in the themes section. It's a very powerful tool, and I can tell you this is version 1, and we're going to be creating more of these themes and more of these bars, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, let me just show you something real quick. Many of you have commented about the page transition, that you really thought it was cool. This page transition is, and I put it in the video here, it's for your newer phones, your phones over the last couple, 3 years, to watch it work. So what you want to do is you can come in here and I can say, okay, let me slide it up. Let me just save it here real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's a lot quicker in here. But you'll see this slide up from the bottom. See how it slid up? It just gives it some transition. Kind of cool, kind of different. And if you got a newer phone and it works on it, set it up and show your customers. It doesn't work on all of them, okay? And you can go in and play with that. It's called page transition. The call bar is what I just enabled yesterday, I think it was. And we put it here, and it's in themes. Just click Save. We're going to come up here to Preview. And you can see it drops a bar here at the top of your app. Now what this does is, and let me go in here and I'm just going to show you something real quick. This is a little trick that some of you may not know, especially the new folks. Now you all know how I feel about having 5,000 links on your pages, okay? So here we have a call button, and here we have a tap to call button, and here we have an email button, and you can also see there's no email button down here. And one of the most important things that I wanted to make sure that we added was the share button. Why did I want to put the share button in there? Before, and you can still add your Facebook page, but let me tell you what you won't want to do, okay? So for everybody that's got a Facebook hookup, go in and put this share, and we're going to fix it over the next couple of weeks. I've just got some other things that we got to do, but we're going to fix it to where you're going to be able to share your page. What happens when someone goes into, and it's just not Facebook, I'm talking about any social media site from your app. You take them away from, best thing since sliced bread, thank you, Kim. You take them away from, when you go in to take someone into a social media page, you take them away from their app. When you go into Facebook, what do? You go in and you start talking to your friends and you start posting on your wall, and you forgot totally about the app that you're in. Completely about it. But when you go in and you click on that share button, and I would show you what it looks like, but it doesn't connect inside the simulator. When you go in to do the share button, you put a comment, you click share, and it shares to your site, okay, to your page. So share is important. Going in and just putting comments and going into Facebook is not important, because that takes them away. The same thing with Twitter and everything else. We're actually going to fix it to where you're going to be able to post a tweet versus go into Twitter and have to do all this other stuff. Now remember this. Most people, like I keep my Facebook on all the time because I have people message me and talk to me through Facebook. And I have clients message me and talk to me through Facebook, so I don't want to miss that. So I keep Facebook on all the time. If they go to share and they're not logged into Facebook, or if they're not logged into Twitter, or they're not logged into Foursquare, whatever they're not logged into, they've got to log in. That is an API thing. That's an interface between the social media world and us and anybody else that uses them. The reason they do that is they don't want to give us access to allowing people to sign in without them doing it themselves. So there's nothing we can do about that. But this little call button here is really, really cool. And you can see that that takes the place of 3 buttons. Now, let me show you how to remove that tap to call, because I don't want tap to call and call. So I delete that. I click save. I'm sorry, click save. I don't collect save. I go back to my preview, and you can see here that it removed that button. Now the button is still there. The button's still active, so if I wanted to go back and put that on, I can. For example, I can go in there and take off Share Web App. Maybe I don't want that button on there. Click Save. Go back to Preview. And now I'm down to 3 buttons. Okay? But I've actually got what on there? 5. So really, really, really cool. Yes, it does take them into the actual share section. Go in and Diego and Janine, we are definitely working on that. Matter of fact, that's the next one that's coming out. It was asking about directions. That will be coming out. We're going to give you an option of what you can do in there. We kind of beta test everything first and make sure everything works, and then we start developing from there. So, but that is coming. And we got a lot of other really, 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 really neat stuff that's coming. Really neat stuff that's coming. Okay, so does everybody understand the call bar there? Really cool, really cool. Footer text, let me just explain footer text real quick. We have a lot of people that do this. If you have branding on your page, okay, yes, George, it is. If you have footer here, footer text on your page and you're branded, for example, see Moby Ad Group here and see that's an active link. If I change that, it's no longer an active link. So you take your branding off of that app. See, that's no longer a link. And I want my branding on every app. All right? Let's come over here to content real quick. I just tasted your buds last week on this. Let me show you something in coupons and promotions real quick that we did. Some of you may already realize we've done it. In the scratch-off coupon, we've put a redeem method in there. I don't have texting turned on this demo, but it's just like the other one. If they have texting turned on and you want to make sure you sell them texting, they can have that redeem button on there. It's going to email the person that gets the app, wins the prize. It's going to send them a text. They're going to have the link, and they're able to go in. They're able to actually give it to the person and redeem it on the spot. A lot of customers ask for that, so we put that in there. Let's go down here to the digital punch card, customer loyalty. This is really, really, really cool, and it's still in beta. It works fine. We put it in beta so that we have people go out and test it and get anything out of it. We've not had any problems with this at all. So we're going to come in here, and I'm going to add a punch card location, okay? And I'm going to just show you here how it is. And you see the punch card location. You put the information in here, and you find the store. Let me go to, hang on just a second. Let me go to Walmart here. It's easier to see. So you find the store here. Now, when you go in, you're going to find, for example, I've got one that I did, and the actual address location is way back here, okay? So you'll see the pin placement way back there, but the store is actually here. Now, so all I've got to do is double-click in the middle of the store, and that's going to put my pin placement in the store. Then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to reset my meters. Now, I want to show you something here real quick. 50 meters doesn't quite cover this store. There's about 3.3 feet to a meter, so figure a meter is just a little over a yard. So that doesn't quite cover the store, so I'm going to have to go to 75 meters to cover the store. Now, this is what you want to think about when you're looking at that store and you understand the layout. We've got a checkout counter right about here. This is lawn and garden. We've got a checkout counter here. We've got a checkout counter back here by the guns and hunting equipment. We've also got a checkout counter right about here that goes to the electronics. From here to about here are all the checkouts. Over here also is photos and so forth, and they've got a little checkout there. So if somebody comes into a store to redeem something, sorry about that, I clicked on that. If somebody comes into the store and redeems something, you want to make sure that that covers, because this is where your GPS is located. This is your GPS coverage inside the store. Okay? So make sure that your area is covered when you're using GPS. Now let's come up here and look at a punch card real quick. I was going to show you one more thing in punch cards. Hang on just 1 second. Right here for the reward, they can do this a couple of different ways. This card code can be changed daily. Okay? So make sure that they change that daily. You can put as many up to 100 punches to win. Allowed to be punched anytime, 15 minutes, every hour, 6 hours, 24 hours, up to 30 days. You can do geolocation and card code. Geolocation only, and it will fall back after 20 seconds. If it doesn't locate you, it'll ask for the card code, or card code only. Because I'm on a computer, I'm going to put card code only, because I don't have a GPS hooked up to my computer. So we're going to come in here and we're going to come to the punch card, and it says tap to punch card, and you can see it says you have one card punch. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to tap again. Now it's going to ask for the employee code, so I'm going to have to put the code in there. So it's 1111. Submit the code. I got that from whoever's behind the counter. Now see right here where it says congratulations, you are now eligible to redeem for 10% off. When you click redeem now, it's going to tell you, listen, don't redeem this unless you're in front of somebody. Because if you do, you've only got 5 minutes. And if it expires, you're not going to win your prize. So they click redeem now in front of the person, and they've got 5 minutes to redeem their prize. Okay, whatever it is. Whatever it is. And then just return. And you can see now how that says I've got 0 cards punched because I just redeemed that. Now I'm going to show you something that's really cool. I'm going to tap to punch, put the code in. It says I've got one more, so I'm going to tap to punch, put the code in. Now, I can go redeem that. I don't want to. It's a cup of coffee. I want to be able to say, let's go over here and click return. I want 2 cups of coffee because I want to take my wife with me. So I go in again, and then I'm in the same business. So I'm going to say tap to punch. 1111. And then I'm going to say return because I don't want to redeem it right now. Okay, I've got 3 card punches. Redeem now, or I can tap to punch. Now I'm going to redeem. I know I've got 2 of them, so I'm going to redeem one of them. Redeem now. Get 10% off. Okay, I got 5 minutes to do it. I'm going to return. Look, I can redeem again because I've got 2 card punches here. Remember, it was 2 card punches, so I got 4. I'm going to redeem now. 5 minutes, return, and I've used all my card punches. So they can share, if the store wants them to store up and allow them to share, they can do that. Now they can put something in there that says only 1 cup of coffee per visit, or only 1 whatever per visit. So does that make sense to everybody how that works? Anybody? Any questions on the card punch system? Very good. It's a great tool. Great tool. Yeah, you just have to set it up on multiple apps just like you're doing now, Ray. So all the employees need a punch. All the employees or somebody at the cash register. And I would recommend that should be changed daily. That's just my recommendation. Now, if it's a small biz, it may be a little bit different, but absolutely, George. Charge extra for. George asked, would you charge extra for this? Absolutely. I would look at something maybe $19.99 a month, $29.99 a month, something like that. No, it's not set up to do that yet, Sean. It's asked, can it rotate the codes itself? I'll make a note of that, Sean, and we'll take a look at that. I know it won't be done over the next few days, but I don't mind looking at that for you. That's a good idea. We get most of our good ideas from you guys. Does clicking share open the native app on the user's phone? Yes. But it's only the share page. It doesn't go into post on the board and all that. The only thing they can do from that specific page, Greg, is share the app. And when you put your Facebook page in there, underneath this section, and we put all these links under here for one reason, so you can scroll down there and see how many URLs you have posted. But when you put it in here, it takes them inside the full Facebook page. And that's not what you want to do. I hope that answered your question. Any more questions? Yeah, Diego, I saw you couldn't see me talking a while ago. You said you lost for a minute. If you can hear me now, okay, Diego? Yes, we are working on that. That's going to be part of our themes that we're working on now. As soon as we bring this out of beta, about another week, we'll start working on that stuff. How do the people get to the punch card? It's on your app. See right there where it says punch card? You put it on there. Put it on your app. When you create the punch card, it goes on the front page of your app. Absolutely, George. Actually, and I don't see who Sean said that. Yeah, there's one thing you need to understand about GPS on phones, and every single phone is different. I actually Mark put a program together the other day, and I was able to go out and check the accuracy of my GPS. It would run anywhere from 6 to 12 meters in accuracy. 6 to 12 meters. So that's 18 to 36 feet. Okay, and it had nothing to do with the app. It has to do with your GPS. So, the accuracy of GPS is only as good. For example, I went from one place to the other, and it took about a minute for my GPS to catch up with me on my phone. Now, it works great on my GPS in my car. But on the phone itself, it took it another minute or so to catch up with me. So that accuracy, now once you've been sitting there for a while, the radius starts coming in. And you can, if you're on your Google Maps or something like that, you can actually see the accuracy change in the little blue circle that goes around, your little radius circle. Yeah, that's exactly right. Joseph hit it on the head. Let me tell you what happens on a phone. And you can turn this on or off. You can set it up, and this is what I do on my phones. I have it set up for triangulation where it pings off of towers and also pings off of GPS. If your GPS isn't working at the time, at the very moment, then what it's going to do is it's going to triangulate you on the nearest 3 towers. And trust me, that triangulation is way off sometimes. Most businesses are going to be 60 to anywhere probably about 60 feet. So you're talking 20 meters. So, you know, just make sure that the building is covered. You're not going to usually find less than about a 15-meter business. Yes, sir, I am, George, still doing the branded webinars. Absolutely. You can sign up right. Well, I don't have it in this one, but you just go into branded webinars, into the webinar section, and you can sign up for that. Absolutely. Okay, any more questions? I remember somebody asked me in the very beginning, and really this is that's all the things that we're going to show you tonight. You're welcome to stick around for the what am I going to do? Somebody remind me what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to put, yes, sir. Thank you. I was sitting here thinking, man, what was I going to do? And after I said I was going to do it, I'm going to put that video in there. Yes, sir, Ray, that's exactly right. If a customer doesn't have his GPS turned on, and that's why you want to go back to the fallback, GPS and the fallback after 20 seconds, if it doesn't find them, it automatically goes to the code system. And believe it or not, this is, and I have a hard time explaining this to people because they don't think it's right. Most people don't turn the GPS on their phone. I keep my GPS off on my phone for one specific reason, because it literally kills your battery. And so I keep my GPS off until I need it. So if GPS is, and that's why we put the option in there of the code if the GPS doesn't respond within 20 seconds. Any more questions before I get to the video at all? Okay, this is what I'm going to do real quick. If you don't mind, I'm going to freeze this for a second here because I've got to log into an account and I prefer 30,000 people not seeing it, if that's okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm in YouTube here. Now, George. All right, George, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to come to share. And when I come into share, I'm going to go into the embed section here and I'm going to pull off this iframe. Now, I want to make sure that this relative equals 0 is here because that way at the end of the video, you don't see, what was I going to say? You don't see those little advertisements. So I'm going to copy and paste this. This is called an iframe. And what an iframe does is it allows you to see this within your app. Okay? So I just want to make sure I'm in YouTube here. I come down here to the share button and I'm going to collect this iframe here. Does everybody follow me so far? I don't want to make sure I lose anybody on this because I do get this question very, very often. Okay? Very good. Very good. Getting the yeses. So I'm going to copy this right here, and I'm going to go back to the Instant App Wizard. I'm going to come over here to Content, and I'm going to come into Custom Content. Now, what I want to do is I want to put a new custom content. I don't want to link to any page. I want to go to New Custom Content. And I'm going to come into this little WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get little deal here. And I'm going to say HTML because I want to drop this HTML code in there. I'm going to paste it. Now, remember this. This is an 853 by 480. I want to bring this down probably somewhere to about a 270 by 200 on the height. And you can see the iframe stays intact. Okay, does everybody follow me changing the width and the height there? 255 by 143. Yeah, whatever you want to make it. It's up to you. Okay, everybody's got it. And then I'm going to say update. Now, what I want to do is you can see this box here, and that's your YouTube page. And I'm going to center that. And I'm going to click add. Well, let me title it real quick. We'll say YouTube. I'm going to add it now. And this will be on the video too, so you'll be able to see it again. I'm going to go to preview. You can see my YouTube video. I'm going to click on that YouTube video, and bam, there she is. All they got to do is turn her on, and you've got live YouTube right inside your mobile app. See, I like that 200 because it gives it a little more depth right there. So, but 255 by 143 is fine. Whatever you want it to be, just play with it a little bit when you go back and forth. And that's how you put a YouTube video in your phone. Yes, there is, as a matter of fact. Let me show you how to do that. George says, is there any way to put that on the front page? So we're going to do it the exact same way. I'm going to come in here to General Settings. And I'm going to come up here to Logo. Now, if you'll notice here in the Logo section, we have the same WYSIWYG platform. Okay? That's per video. You can link your channel in there if you want, and it'll pull it up. It'll pull up your channel. But that is Diego, I think that was that asked. Yeah, that was just per video. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Does anybody remember when I made that one while ago? 270 by 200, I think. Is that what I did? 270 by 200? Okay, thank you. And I'm going to say update. I'm going to center it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to my preview page. And there's the video right there underneath the call button. I'm sorry, I meant right under the logo. Now, on the front page, I think it was George, you may want to put a smaller, just a little bit smaller video. Play with it and see what looks good to you. Remember, every phone's a little bit different in size, so, but yeah, you can, anywhere there's a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get box, you can really do a lot of custom stuff. A lot of custom stuff. So you have a little video there. You've got your call buttons. Now, let me make a suggestion to you, a huge suggestion. If you put a video up here, definitely limit your buttons here. If you want to put on 15 social media buttons, which why you would do that is beyond me, but if you want to put on some social media buttons, just put one button here that says social media, create another app, and put their social media in that and link it to there. Okay? Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's a great idea. George says, shoot, we could put some videos there, some slides on what videos look like. I mean, what mobile sites look like that aren't mobile ready. All kind of things. Absolutely all. You bet, George. That's what I'm here for, buddy. I can last as long as you guys. Trust me. I love training more than eating sometimes till I get hungry. All right. Does everybody understand the video? Do I need to kind of show you again or whatever? It's going to be on the training video that I'm going to upload here tomorrow, hopefully. Great. Thank you, Ethan. Y'all excuse me. I had to get a drink. Yeah, Flash. Do not upload Flash. I said that earlier. Do not upload anything in Flash to these apps. The reason for that, these phones do not have Flash in them. No, YouTube is not Flash. That is not correct. I put videos in my... Now, you can upload Flash into YouTube. You want to upload MP4s, all right? Do not put Flash in your videos in YouTube. Upload MP4s. Yeah, Flash on phones Flash is going away. Absolutely going away. But YouTube can be seen on all phones. It pulls it in as a MP4. Any other questions? We had quite a few. We had, matter of fact, just about everybody hung around for that. And I want to thank you for that. That's bonus training tonight. That was your bonus training. Any more questions at all before we call her a night? Let me ask you. We got a lot of new people on here. Did you get anything out of tonight's training? Great, great. You bet, Joe, man. Y'all's time. I thank you for your time. One question. Go ahead, Eric. Lay it out there, buddy. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for coming tonight. Good. Well, it's good to have you, buddy. We have a lot of new people in tonight. We're growing by leaps and bounds. Yes, sir, Eric. You sure will. Just, I'm not going to say what we're working on. I can tell you guys, and I just don't like to put out what we're working on because then people start warting me about when's it going to be ready. But we're working on some stuff that's absolutely going to change the mobile app industry. And we've got the greatest programmer in the world. He's one of the smartest guys I've ever met in my life. Mark is absolutely phenomenal, and he and I work very close together. He and Woodrow work very close together, and we're coming out with some things that literally will change the mobile app industry. It's going to change the world. Woodrow's doing good. Thank you for asking. For many of you know, he just lost his father. Matter of fact, I was on the phone with him a couple times a day. He's trying to get back in the saddle, and he'll do that very quickly. He's just got so much to catch up on. So, but thank you for asking. We're a very tight-knit family here. None of us are kin, but we're it's very tight-knit family. When one of us hurt, we all hurt. Any more questions? No, no, Diego. You can. It's whatever the market will bear. We've got people selling apps upwards to $600 and $700 a pop. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, buddy. All right, Ken. Take care, my friend. I'm coming down to that part of the world one of these days, I promise you. All right, good night, Eric. Have a great night, buddy. What's the average? Gosh, probably, if I had to take an average nationwide, 250 to 300. Good night, Kathy. Good to see you. No, I'm talking a month. See, here's what happens, and I will, Kathy, thank you. Here's what happens. You guys go out and give away the farm. And I'm going to touch on this next week, actually. You go out and you give away the entire farm. That's one of the reasons we did this. Let me show you here real quick. I think I showed this last week. I don't remember. Under the Edit Client Access, you can literally now go in and give them access to very particular things. And this is where you want to go in and you want to sell. For example, let's say they want photos. Let's say it's and I built a real estate app the other day. And they want to upload their photos. Okay, great. I'm going to turn on photos, and that's what you're going to have access to. I would not give coupons and promotions away. I would not give digital punch card away. Let me tell you right now, I've done some restaurants. You better make sure you charge very well for this restaurant menu. I mean, that is a ton of work, an absolute ton of work. So charge for that. I mean, we're going to talk about basic apps and upsells. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put that together for next Wednesday, because I know that's very important. Upsells are where your money's at. QR codes. Let me tell you, they go out and get a QR code out in town, they're going to spend about $29 or $30 for that. You know, I mean, somebody's not going to give them a QR code for free. It's just not going to happen. So set your base at whatever it is, $79, $89, $99, and they get X amount of things, and then when they want to add these high dollar items like digital punch card, let me tell you something. There was a ton of money put into that digital punch card system. A ton of money. Why would you want to give that away? If it was up to me, I would have charged you for that. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I mean, that is extremely high technology, very high technology. Anybody else, man? I see everybody's hanging around listening to me gaggle. Anybody else got any more questions? Well, I'll sure give you that, George. Sure will, buddy. I will put that to work. Okay, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, I am going to call her a night. Drive traffic for directory site. I'm telling you, the greatest way to drive traffic for a directory site is through those Facebook fan pages. And one other thing you want to do, George, is you want to put, when you go into these businesses and you create your advertisement, you want to create the advertisement for the entire directory. So let's say that you've got your directory. I'll just use Hunt County, for example. I've built my directory for Hunt County, and we go in there and we build that directory. When I go in and put those QR codes at the point of sale so people can scan the directories and so forth, I want them to go to the directory. So what you want to do is let's say that for Hunt County you've got one of your categories is beauty shops and a hair cutting or whatever. You want to take them to that entire beauty shop directory section. Can we have a deeper menu also? Give me, George, kind of expand on that a little bit there to let me know what you're asking. But George Bolin, that's QR codes, I call them yard signs, but you know what I'm talking about, the little signs you stick out by the road. Another great way to drive people to that directory. And make sure you advertise it as a directory. You know, Hunt County directory or wherever you're from. Yeah, you can actually build submenus, and building submenus is Houston. Oh, great, George. I'm up around Dallas. You can actually build your submenus by what I call layering the apps, kind of like the directories. You know, you'll layer your apps and you'll build your submenu. You'll build your menu on your front page, then your submenu, and just drill on down. There's a great training. It's been so long since I did it. Hang on a second. I think I've actually got a complete category for it. Yeah. How to build a mobile directory. There's, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That shouldn't be in there. That's the scarcity feature. But how to build a mobile directory, building traffic to a directory, introduction to a directory business, and pricing your directory. It's under your training section here, training videos. I'm going to tell you, we did that, and a lot of people have taken off with directories when we put that out. Hey, Robert, I want to thank you, buddy, for hanging in there with us tonight, man, and answering these questions. That's awesome. I do not know what I would do without Robert. Trust me. George, I don't feel like I've answered your question, buddy. Diego and Janine, it's great having you this evening. Really good to see you on board with us tonight. Oh, bless your heart, George. God bless you, man. Thank you for telling me that. Let me tell you something, George. If there's anything I can do, you let me know. God bless you, man. Sorry, George touched my heart here. I'm about to bawl. So, hey, buddy, I don't know any way else to keep it. Sometimes, you know, I'm a little bit too straightforward, maybe, but I just like to say it like it is. Because you too, Ethan. Hey, and thank you for I saw you put that in the question box. It kind of flew by a while ago. Thank you for taking care of the spam in the forum. And that's, George, you are, man, that's awesome, my friend. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, and I greatly appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. This has been a wonderful training. All right. Well, everybody, God bless. Have a wonderful evening. We will see you next Wednesday, and it's been my pleasure.